Like any project, before we can get started, we've got to take it all apart. With our rack off, we can plan where we're going to put our snorkels. We'll have 3 snorkels that comes out in this area through here. In order to do that, we're going to have to relocate our radiator bottle, our fuse box, and our brake reservoir. One of the things we did notice was that because this has the winch, it comes on the bottom, comes with a remote controller on the bottom of our lid that fits right here. Well, an easy fix for that, since we're going to have to come through here, is we're just going to swap this out with the back one. After everything is removed, our brake reservoir, our radiator bottle, and our fuse box, after it's moved out of the way, we're going to take a Dremel tool, and we're actually going to cut the bottom all the way around to expose this whole area through here. We're going to have a big open area that's going to give us enough room to put our snorkels through. So now that we have our plan of attack, we're going to remove our front plastic so we can figure out exactly what we need to put our snorkel in. Another thing that we notice when we have everything exposed is this. This is our remote for our winch. We're actually going to remove this. This is not going to be up underneath here anymore because it's going to be real hard to get to with the snorkels. And we're going to relocate our plug-in from here, and we're going to relocate it up to our next to our instrument panel, probably in this direction right here, this location. It's going to give us a little bit, it'll be a little easier to use, and I think it looks kind of cool. With the front plastic off, we can go ahead and inspect exactly what obstacles do we have in our way. Of course, a fuse box is in our way. We're going to have to drill out these pop rivets here because we're going to reuse the bracket. We've got to drill out this pop rivet and relocate our brake line over, probably in this direction, right through here. Drill a hole, put another pop rivet right there to hold it. Kind of reroute some of these cables. We're going to take the whole fuse box here. We're going to pull it up, we're going to swing it around, and we're going to mount it right here to this bolt using our factory bracket. In order to do that, we've got to remove all of this plastic here, which houses our belt intake and our air intake. All of that will be pulled off. I'll probably go through and cut our air intake. I'll probably go through and cut it right through here, square it off that way, and cut this tab off right here that holds our plastic on. That'll give me a good place where I can take a rubber cap and slide over top of there, tighten it down. That way, if we wanted to, we actually could go back to it. Our snorkel is actually going to come out of the bottom of the air box. I'm going to build a bracket to go up underneath here. We're going to have a 45, a piece of muffler pipe. Real easy. You can get it from any AutoZone, Advance, any auto parts store. We'll come out. We're going to have a rubber coupler right here that's going to slide over our muffler pipe, which is now our new air intake. Slide out. We're going to 45 down. It's going to come right along through here on the back side of the shock, and then we're going to do a long 90 back up here where you can see. Do a long 90 PVC. Where am I at? It's going to come up and it's going to pop up right here. All this is going to be in 2-inch, and so it's not going to. It's a big pipe, but that right there, the air side, the air intake for this snorkel is going to be the easiest thing to do. The hardest part is going to be building that bracket. Another thing that we're going to do is take our brake reservoir, and when you take this loose, be sure you don't have it where it goes upside down. If it goes upside down, we're going to get air bubbles in our line. The air bubbles are going to travel down our line and get in our brake system. Don't want to do that. Don't want any air in our calipers. You know, it air and brakes does not mix. So we're going to relocate this. We're going to swing it up underneath, and we're actually going to mount it on our next to our ECM, right in this location, right along through here. Another thing that we're going to have to relocate is our overfill. Get down here so you can see that. Our overfill, we're actually going to build a bracket. It's going to sit right along through there, somewhere through here. It's going to fasten. It'll be a little tough to get to the fill cap, but it's not that bad. It's a lot better than having to take all of your snorkels loose. We always can pump stuff in. It's just real hard. Other than that, one of the biggest obstacles that we have right now, and something that I haven't dealt with, is that this bike actually has a winch on it. And so our winch cable actually comes through here and it's mounted to the side of our frame. It's real hard to see. It's kind of dark. Right on this side. Where our snorkel usually comes right through this direction and hugs this radiator hose. Well, we can't do that right now, so we're going to have to figure out a different way to come through. But hey, it's just PVC. If we can route water in all kinds of places, we can do this. With our brake reservoir located and routed, we're going to put it right here in this little slit on this bracket that comes off the left side of your ECM. Well, our slit is not wide enough, so we're going to take a drill bit and we're just going to drill just the very top of this slit, and that's going to give us enough room, enough clearance for a bolt to go through to hold our reservoir, and also keep it from sliding up and down. Once we tighten up all this down, this will be relocated here. Real easy access. Once we pull our hood off, we'll be able to see everything and be able to check our fluid and fill it if it needs to be. To relocate our fuse box, we're going to reuse our bracket. We're going to reuse our bracket. Like I said earlier in the video, we've got to drill out the rivet for our brake line and drill out these 3 rivets on our frame. We'll be able to take the bracket loose, swing it around, and mount it to this bolt on the side of our ECM. And with our bracket off, it's going to sit just in here, and it's going to mount to, like I said, to this hole. But in order to do that, we're going to have to clearance some of our stock air intake tube. We'll cut this tab off. We'll cut it about right through here. That should give us enough room so we can put our bracket in, bolt it up to this to our tab here, and swing our fuse box around and put it in place.